Hello everyone, my name's Bob Mitch and welcome back to some more PTU shenanigans for the 3.13 first wave. So I showed you guys some bits and bobs that was going on before, and I think I decided I wanted to do a part 2 to show off some more if I can get to them in the PTU, because it has been quite janky. So I'm here with my Carrack in Everest Harbour above Hurston, because as for toys that we get this patch, we've been given these, and these are the push-pull trolleys. So your characters can grab these, and as with everything in the PTU, these are a kind of jank, although I have to say this one's behaving itself a bit better. Oh, there we go. They only kind of like let your character grab them for a little bit and then they stop, so they're a bit strange, and then other times they'll let you like hold on to them for a long time. They don't seem to like going up the ramps of ships. Trust me, I've tried with my Carrack. Some people have tried to get them up ramps of things like a Mercury Star Runner. You might be able to do it with a Freelancer. I've not tried because I don't own one, but they don't like going up ramps on ships. So yeah, just another little fun thing. They, as you can see, they just seem a bit jank at the minute. You can get inside them, and the idea is that, of course, when you land at an area, when cargo stuff is a bit more fulfilled, shall we say, the cargo gameplay is a bit more variable, then you're going to use these to transport cargo. You can see I glitched inside it this time. So yeah, these things are a bit jank, but they are quite fun. Due to the fact they don't seem to be down on planets and stuff at the minute, you can't really do a lot with them like they showed in the videos and stuff on Inside Star Citizen, like you know, ride down hills in them. But I'm sure that eventually they'll get put there, maybe in a later PTU waves, I don't know. But at the minute they just seem to be around Everest Harbour. I've looked in the Trestler station at Microtech and I didn't see any there. I've not been to the one above Artcorp, which I can't remember the name of. It escapes me at the minute, but I imagine there might be some there as well. Apparently they're dotted around in hangars, like on planets and things like that, but so far within the orbital stations I've only managed to find them in Everest Harbour, and they are full of jank. So one new little thing that we've got in the PTU that's a little bit of fun, but definitely needs work. Well then, now that show's over, the reason I wanted to come here is to look at one of these. And this is the mounted turrets that have been put in 3.13. This is the first time I've tried to use one in the PTU, so if this breaks, then that's your lot, I'm afraid. I'm sorry it's a bit dark, the sun's kind of setting at the data center I've come to. I managed to land here perfectly, which is quite strange because normally you get told off and you get a crime stat for coming to one of these. But it wasn't until I landed that these guys opened up on my Star Runner, just to show off the SDF shield tech a bit more. But let's see what this does and see if it works, shall we? I have gripped the turret. Oh, it didn't do anything. It just seems to kick me off after a moment. No, it's not doing anything. It just seems to kick me off. That's a shame. They did say that they wanted to test them, and I did look in the feedback forum, and everyone did say, well, you can aim down the sight at least. Everyone did say that they didn't seem to be working properly, so it doesn't look like they've put them in properly in this patch. Yeah, clicking definitely doesn't do anything. Power doesn't do anything. That's a bit disappointing and a bit anticlimactic. I thought I would at least be able to shoot it, but it appears that they haven't put these in yet. So, yeah, these are the turrets. These are obviously going to be used for anti-air, anti-personnel, anti-everything once homesteads go live and beyond. It's kind of interesting because it would be fun to see if eventually the NPCs that habitate these buildings would come running out and try and use one if you were flying down, because normally these things are mounted in areas where you are not supposed to go. The next thing to show off is the changes to the Gladius. So the Gladius has been a long staple of Star Citizen. In the Star Citizen lore, it's considered one of the oldest fighters because it's been in service a very long time. And in the lovely view of Hurston here, and indeed Lorville over there, I'm hoping I can show you some of the changes that CIG's made to it. So there's been quite a few, mainly visual updates, although for what's going to be the star of Squadron 42, they have given this thing some really, really impressive details, because obviously this thing is going to be in Squadron 42 a lot. This is going to be your main ship. So what has it gotten? So aside from these visual cues like this gold sort of standard that's been added to it now that wasn't on it before, almost reminds me of the Gladius Valiant. When you go up to the ship now, and I'm going to have to use my torch for the inside, you can see these little blue toggle switches. And if you hit these things... No, that's not what I wanted to do, that's getting inside. But I suppose I could show you the animation as well. Because we have had a few visual cues in here as well that have changed. So it's not just outside, it's inside as well. But I'll jump outside. Inside it looks a lot more weathered and a lot more used and lived in compared to what it was before. Right, try and do that without breaking that this time. So you can see it says open here, and if you press these switches you get access to the component bays. So for instance here we've got the radar and avionics. You can see these things pop down underneath, and these switches are all over the Gladius. You can just explore this thing for ages. You can see here we've got access to a quantum drive, so if you pop this one, quantum drive jumps out, and in here we've got a WeTech, a YTech, I'm not sure how you pronounce that. You carry on moving around. There isn't any on the wings as far as I'm aware, because you have access to all the armaments and such here. You come around the back and we have the first implementation of a fuel port. So you hit this and this fuel access door opens and you can get to the fuel here. So the first iteration of something to do with actual fuel intake, as opposed to just landing on a pad and then calling up Cryastra services with your Mobiglass. Moving around, we have a storage area for like personal storage. So if you pop this one open, this thing slides back and you see you've got personal inventory. So you've got a little space, not much, but a little space for maybe some, I don't know, some beef jerky and some rations, maybe a change of clothes or something like that, if you're outside or you're transferring ship to ship, something along those lines. Stuff that you might put in a locker, I suppose, if you are transferring. And out here, we had this one before, but they've kind of just revamped it a little bit. You've got weapon access so that you've got 2 gun racks so that you can store personal weapons should you land or indeed crash. So let's see if I can get on top of the Gladius here, because the next ones are on top. I might have to abuse the gun a bit. There we go. Moving on top, because it carries on up here. If we walk up to here, you can see you have more and more and more. Pop this one open. This one slides out. And you have these. I'm not sure what components these are. It's not immediately obvious. I would guess power, potentially, or shield generators, because there's some more at the back there. You push this one, you get even more. So these could be things like power generation. These look a bit more bulky for power generation. They could be shield generators. Again, I'm not sure, but coming back here, I'm pretty sure one of those is shield generators then. And you have cooling units hidden in these back wings here. So open this one and same again. And 2 cooling units. So they've definitely added a ton more detail for this thing now. It looks so much more complete when you pop everything open and you can see everything that's going on. All the different bits and pieces of this ship that make it what it is, basically. It has a remarkable amount of detail for one ship, and you can see they're definitely gearing it up for Squadron 42 now. So yeah, that's the changes to the Gladius. Lots and lots of the ships have had visual passes and noise passes. The Gladius is no exception, so it sounds a little bit different now. Lots of the ships do, in fact. Some of them fly better, as I've already said in my other video. The Constellation got a bit of love this patch because of the fact that it's, you know, it can undock the Merlin now and it needs a bit of love. So, yeah, these things are definitely getting more improvements as the patch goes along. But this is the changes for the Gladius. Okay, one of the last things to show you on a lovely Daymar sunrise is I'm above the Kudra Ore outpost. So this is Kudra Ore on Daymar. Not the mine, the mark that says Kudra Ore mine closed. This is the Kudra Ore outpost, which is basically on the other side of the moon, and it's one of the most obvious places to show off one of these. These are the new sinkholes, so they're one of the new caves that CIG has implemented, and these are in various sizes. So there's small, which is like first-person shooter sized ones where you walk in that we've had before. There's the next size up, which is the vehicle size, which will allow you to take things like cyclones and grey cat rocks and things like that inside, or Ursa rovers. And then there's these, which are the large, which allow ships to fly inside. So as we can see, if I pan down in here, I'm also going to turn my light on. The lighting gets a bit weird until you go right inside the cave, as you can see. But someone has already tried to park their Mercury Star Runner inside. So we'll descend inside. The lighting and the sound and such is a bit buggy, so as you maneuver inside, the sound design, like how things sound, changes. This guy's done pretty well to maneuver his Star Runner in here, because they are kind of, they're big, but some of them are bigger than others. This one's large, but there are larger, I believe. One thing I like about this particular one, because I've been here before, if I'm high enough, I might not be high enough. Am I high enough? No, I'm not. I need to go a bit higher. Is that there's the entrance, as you can see here. If I spin around, he said, maybe I'm not quite low enough. I'm already lost inside the big cave. There it is. Is that rather than just descending all the way to the bottom, this cave in particular has a sub-level. So if I can fly my Gladius in here and spin around, you can see that I can light up the rest of the cave going down. So, right. Oh, I already had my landing gear down, look at that. I will relower my landing gear, and I'll touch down on the bottom of this cave. And you can see that the scale is kind of hard to put into context again with ships, because the ships belie a sense of scale in this game, but as soon as you're on foot and you realise how vulnerable you are on foot, it is definitely not a good idea to go leaping down into the bottom of these caves as a Star Runner, with the other person running around somewhere in the bottom there. The lighting pass in these things though and such is very, very cool. If you saw on the video I did before, running around and somehow miraculously soloing that mission in sub-flare weapons and no armour, that the lighting in the caves and everything has definitely had a different pass, so that it improves things. In this cave in particular, there's another little area back here where you can run around and sort of run through. I have to be careful because I don't know if there's NPCs in here waiting to blow me away, because at the end of the day these caves are going to be for NPC missions. They're kind of featureless at the minute. They're cool to go and explore for the budding explorers of the game like myself, but at the minute all you can do in them really is FPS missions, if there is some that will become available to you if they aren't snapped up by everyone else by the time you get on the server. And of course you can go mining in them. Miners, I don't know what the sort of variables are with the ore and such at the minute, you know, how much it's worth your time investment to come and mine in these compared to just running around the surface with a rock, or even, you know, with your prospector or your moles. But it's something new, and something new is always good. As you can see, this cave you can wander on afoot and it's huge. There's tons of offshoots that you can go and visit. and I imagine if I look hard enough around here, unless I don't know how long this server's been up, someone could have come in here and sucked it dry of all the ores and things. But yeah, there's definitely mining ventures to be had in these, but at the minute they're just a little bit featureless. So something else cool to come and look at. So there we go, some more bits and bobs from the PTU. I have to stress again, this is only the first wave instance. This is only the first PTU patch that we've had that, you know, first wave subs and concierge can go and visit. So there are undoubtedly going to be more. I imagine because of the turnover of the quarter, it's probably going to have a couple of patches over the next week, and likely going to go into open PTU, if not a live release, by the end of the week, sort of beginning of the week after. So yeah, there's some cool new stuff to go and do. There's other bits and bobs that I still haven't managed to capture on video yet. There's like the ship degradation, so the your ship tarnishing over time. I did try and capture it with my 890. I was flying around in my 890 for about 4 hours the other night, and I still didn't get paint degradation. So I don't know what the variables are, what you have to do. I was trying everything from landing on planets, getting caught in dust storms. I was flying through the nebulas around stations to deliberately try and get my ship dirty, and I still couldn't get the paint to tarnish. So I don't know what causes that. There is things like the ship reactions, so the staggers and things. I need to be able to do group play, and that's a bit janky on PTU to set up at the minute to do that. But yeah, for the most part, these are the main features of the PTU patch and what's coming in the live release of 3.13. Now we just have to wait until I can show you a video on Hercules Starlifter, which I'm really looking forward to, and doing some cargo running in. Apparently they have fixed cargo running in this patch, so it might be viable again, which is great because I like cargo running. And what else have we got? Oh, the Nova Tonk as well. The Nova Tonk is coming, so I'd love to do a little video on that as well. So aside from that, let me know what you guys think is in the patch. Is it living up to your expectations? Are you enjoying what might be coming? Are you looking forward to the Starlifter and driving around in a tank blowing everything up? Let me know. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.